So now you're going to see these leaders probably come back to pit road. Now here's the question. Is this when you try 2 tires?
If I was sounding like Ken Baum, you remember he was the only one that took 2 tires there, so he kind of knows what to expect.
All the lead lap cars coming to pit road. Everybody's doing 4 right now. And Eberhardt's going to race off pit road. Four tires and fuel for everyone. We're going to go down here and grab the driver who is subbing tonight. For Darren Sizemore. And that's Tyler Hearn in 97. Tyler, you get a copy?
10-4, got a copy.
Well, Tyler, you have put on a pretty good show tonight, subbing in for Darren Sizemore there in the 97. Let's face it, you were going to be the guy going to victory lane if it stayed green, as you were going to make it on fuel more than likely. And now the question is, can you battle with these guys in the front for the win?
It's going to be tough. I know I have a shot at least third place there. 42 and the 9 have just been so fast and consistent all race long. I just figured the only way I could beat them was on fuel strategy, which was working.
Well, you've done a great job tonight. I know we talked a few weeks ago when you made your debut up here, and you did a great job at Auto Club, and now you're here at Texas putting on another good show. We wish you the best, and you got 35 laps to get them.
Thanks. I'll try and make it. I'll try and make it interesting.
Good job, Tyler. Tyler Herr there in the 97. She is subbing in for the usual driver, Darren Sizemore. And as I mentioned, next week, the Truck Series at Dover. I know you're pretty solid there at Dover as the point leader. Mr. Pancari looking to extend that next week. And then, of course, the Xfinity Series also at the Dover International Speedway next week for Xtreme Motorsports 99. Sponsors, iPod Gaming, MDS Home Renovations, Berkey Painting and Sandblasting. Of course, all sponsors for the Xtreme Motorsports 99. You can check out their website, xtrememotorsports99.com. Last night, the Xfinity race saw 12 cautions for 125 laps of racing. But yet the last 15 laps came down to 6 1,000ths of a second. Tonight's been different. We had one caution in the first 200 laps. Will tonight be another close finish? We're going to find out here. 34 laps to go next time by. Pace car off. Eberhardt going to be able to go when he wants. There he goes. Green flag back out here at Texas. Good restart for Ken Baum Jr. there in the 2. Not a good restart for Tyler Herr.
Got stuck on the outside line. Eberhard let there was a gap for Creek to get in front of Ken Baum Jr. As Herr is about to lose.
Whoa!
Oh, no, he got touched. Looks like a might have got touched a little bit from Mike Robinson, but it looks okay though.
Cooler heads prevail there. Mike Rominger back on the lead lap in the 6th position right now, so that is actually a battle for 5th. Brian Smith up to the 4th position. He's got his chance to win the race now. Laps to go here in Texas. Great racing going on. 8 cars on the lead lap now. Shipman, the last one there at the damage on the 23. Hugo Lindner trying to give himself a chance. He didn't even know he's damaged.
Here comes Creek, the run out of turn 4. He may try to stick it in there. He comes inside for the lead on Eberhardt.
Great, gonna get the lead. It looks like he saw Rominger make the pass on Tyler Herr for 5th. Creek is clear and got him.
He got him, but he entered that corner low. And if Eberhardt keeps doing what he does, he'll get the run off of the corner. He didn't do it that time. And Ken Bond Jr. also now in the mix. He's all over the back of Eberhardt.
As I look closer and closer, I do see that damage now in the 9. It's more towards the rear of the right side there, literally back on the bumper, but that doesn't matter. Look at that run.
He almost hit Creek out of turn 2 to the outside. He's going to back up and then try to cross him over. You see him get a run out of 4 this time, but he drifts up a little bit. Then slammed the door on Ken Bond.
Creek, Eberhardt, Ken Baum Jr., your top 3. Ooh, look out for that grass.
Eberhardt all over the back of Creek. Trying to find any way to get by, but because Creek runs that lower line on that front straightaway, he can't get by him unless he gets a big run off the corner, especially out of turn 2. And he's going to lay off this time.
What great racing this is at Texas. How about that 34, Brian Smith? He is in this. Eberhardt with another run on the outside.
He keeps getting the run in the middle of the corner, but he kind of drifts up a little bit. And that kind of forced him on the outside of Creek, which is not what you want to be on this track. You have to be more on the inside. He keeps trying to set up the path to get that lead back.
And one thing I'm noticing is Creek is bringing it lower off the corner, and that might be allowing Eberhardt to get that run too. The question is, does Eberhardt have what it takes to maybe cut it back down and get below Creek off the corner?
He keeps getting those runs, but because Creek runs it so much lower out of the corner, it's just so hard for Eberhardt to get by.
Creek is literally driving that car like an Indy car. Well, he gives him a little air there.
Maybe this time.
There's the crossover.
Inside for Lake Creek, running him down towards the apron almost. And he hangs on again.
That might be the only move Eberhardt's got, is cut it to the bottom.
Get that run out of 2 and get it down to the inside as fast as he can to prevent Creek from cutting down in front of him.
Ken Baum Jr. just waiting for one of them to make a mistake, and he can pounce there for third.
I think for Baum, he wants to get up behind Eberhard when he gets inside a creek, so that way Creek can fall back maybe 2 positions. Because he'll be stuck in an outside line.
This time around, Creek gets a pretty good run off too. Eberhard with a better run.
Oh, he thought about diving it in there.
Never thought I'd say this on a 1.5-mile track. Will we see a bumper used?
It almost seems like there's been a couple of times when Eberhard got it right on the back. Literally on the back bumper of Creek. He could almost put, maybe at the end, but he could almost put the dart to him.
Still 20 laps to go. Plenty of time for something to happen. Eberhard, good run off the high side here. One car slower up ahead, Gagne. Creek is literally telling Eberhard, you're going to pass me, you're going to have to get me on the outside. You see everybody.
Almost seems that way.
See Baum starting to fall back just a little bit. The 34 of Smith also starting to fall back a little bit.
And they're about to come up on the lap car of Josh Lambert. He's the next lap car up ahead of these guys. About a corner ahead at least right now.
The other thing you got to wonder now is these guys wear their tires off. Does that put Ken Baum into play here?
That could be true. True as well, as Creek goes up a little higher than he wanted at turn 2. I don't know if that's enough of a run for Eberhard. Nope, not quite.
Daniels there, slides it back up out of 4.
If it comes down to it, if I'm Eberhard, I wouldn't be afraid to use the grass to pass Creek.
I think he's going to have to make the move on the back straightaway, though. I really do. I don't think the grass is going to be enough.
No. That'd be like a last resort, really, but I think that's the only set of guys to get that run that he's been getting in the middle of the corners. Middle and off is 1 and 2.
Speaking of the grass, Brian Smith is cutting it right now.
And he's down in the apron, so he should be fine. And he'll be back going.
Watch this again, the 34 here running 4th. I wonder if the 9 asked him to test the method out, see if it'd work.
Perhaps.
Just literally goes left. A tough break there for the 34. That'll move Rominger back up to 4th. I mentioned earlier Rominger was having a tough run, being 3rd in points. Yeah, how about now he's up to 4th and a chance to perhaps gain a couple more spots.
Oh, Eberhard almost got the wall that time. Yeah, good run off of 4 a few laps ago. But got a little squirrely in the trioval. He went to the outside of Creek.
As I mentioned, Rominger second in points, looking to pull away from Stout, who was 1 point behind him. Stout having a terrible run tonight. Looks like he'll finish in the 18th position to 61 will, so that'll move Rominger. That'll stretch that lead ahead. And as a matter of fact, Ken Baum Jr. will probably jump him for third in points.
And there's the lap car. Josh Lambert just up ahead of the leaders. We'll see how he plays into this.
So the question is, can Daniel Eberhardt end the 3-race winning streak of Jeffrey Creek? Remember, it was Eberhardt who won at Vegas, the only other mile-and-a-half track they've raced at this season. Creek with wins in Auto Club, Martinsville, and Phoenix. Eberhardt got close to that outside wall.
Could get real close to the wall, especially out of turn 2. And again, Creek is almost daring him to go to the outside. Or I should say almost daring him to try and cross over on it.
I think the only move that Eberhardt has, and just from what I'm seeing, is if he can get the outside of turn 2 and cross it back down like he did earlier, but then don't get out of it. That might be there. That wasn't a good move because he was too far high off the corner. He wasn't able to get the run there. He needs to get to the bottom, run that bottom with Creek, and then drift it up like he has, and then cut it back below Creek. That's the only way he'll be able to get him. And maybe that's what he's doing.
He must be trying to set him up for that right now.
Creek sliding up a little bit here.
And again, he gets that run in the middle of the corner. Here he comes to the outside. And he's alongside him. This is going to get interesting.
Creek got a really bad run off the corner there.
Now, if I'm Eberhardt, maybe he'll try and cross him over now. Oh, forward, no, not quite.
This has been fun to watch. By the way, there's no other battles going on, or else I'd go cut to those two. I will say Tyler Hurd did get past Mike Rominger for 5th, or make that 4th back there. So that's the only other battle. You see it there on the right side of the screen. Six laps to go. Oh, Eberhardt got him!
Oh, that was close. That was almost a wreck.
He was there.
How wide is Jeffrey Creek run to make that car to hold off Eberhardt?
Hope you fans watching this are enjoying this as much as we are. Oh, my lapped car of James Gagne there. We might have a finish just like we did last night, all over again. Ooh, he got the wall there, it looked like. I think Eberhardt gets the outside wall there in the 1. Meanwhile, back here for 3rd, Tyler Herr going to go by Ken Baum Jr. And looks like Creek is starting to stretch it out. I think Eberhardt did get the wall there in turn 1.
Yeah, I think he's drifting up a little higher in the corners now.
2 laps to go. I'll have to go back and look and see if Eberhard did get that wall. White flag, final lap here at Texas. Does Eberhard have anything for Creek? Well, at the Texas Motor Speedway, they always celebrate with 6 shooters. And tonight it's going to be Jeffrey Creek with the 6 shooters. 4 straight wins. Creek, your winner in Texas. Eberhardt's going to get second. I know he's not going to be happy. Tyler Herr going to get third. Ken Baum Jr. will get fourth. Mike Rominger going to be your top 5. What a wild race that was. We'll get our top 3 drivers up here in the waiting room and talk to them here in a second. I'm going to go back to Eberhardt and about the 5 lap to go mark. And it looked like he kissed the wall in turn 1. I want to see.
I was looking at the replay lap 2.
Right there. Yep, he got the wall, and that did him in. Man, that's got to hurt. All right, let's get Tyler Herr in here first. As Tyler Herr gets a good 3rd place finish. Good after falling back to 6th on the restart there. Talk about your race and the experience you had there in the 97.
Well, the car was pretty quick all night long. I just knew, like I said, I wasn't going to be able to get around the 9 and the 42 on speed alone, so I pretty much worked out my fuel strategy in my head, stretching it 55 laps until lap 200, where I would just go for it from there. It didn't work out that way. I wish I could have gotten a better finish with Darren, but, well, I think he'll take a 3rd.
Yeah, I think you're correct. Led some laps, got some bonus points, and definitely, like I said, if it would have came to fuel, you'd have been in victory lane tonight, but still a great finish for you. And go ahead and send a shout-out whoever you like to.
Well, this will be different, but got to thank the iPhone Gaming Chevrolet here tonight. Darren for letting me use his ride tonight, and the admins, Rick, and once again yourself for broadcasting these races. It's a lot of fun to go back and listen to them.
Well, we appreciate that very much, and I got to ask you a question. I know last week, 2 weeks ago, we had a sub, and I had to ask the question too, and I'm going to ask you the question. Any secrets or anything inside his car that we need to know about?
I think all the secrets are inside Eberhardt's car. He was quick all race long.
All right, well, nice job, Tyler, and congrats on your 3rd.
All right, thank you.
Tyler Herr with a 3rd place finish, and now we'll go over and speak with the runner-up, Daniel Eberhardt. And Daniel, going to ask, obviously, that damage there with 5 to go had to have hurt pretty badly in the end.
Yeah, that kind of killed us, but, I mean, I got to thank iPhone Gaming for this race car and the sponsorship they put on the car every week, and I got handed to Jeffrey Creek. I've learned everything from that guy from the beginning. I joined here and everything, so, I mean, that's kind of the grown up taking the kid to school. You know, he was doing all he could do, and all the stuff I learned from him, I was trying to put it to the test and trying to save my stuff at the same time, and that's just a hard thing to do.
Well, the question I had to ask, and Brett and I were trying to talk about it up here, we were trying to figure it out, and it seemed like the only move you would be able to make, and it seemed like the move that if you were maybe saving it for, was coming off of 2, you seemed to get the run off because he was trying to keep the car low. Were we eventually going to see the crossover view to the bottom to make the move into 3?
I was trying to just back up 1 and 2, and I would kill him coming off of 2 for some reason. And he was doing the smart thing, running about a little ways off the wall, and I was letting the car drift up to get that run down the backstretch. But when we went through 2 one time, I was trying to cut him down, and then he ran me all the way down to the bottom, to the apron, and I was like, okay, well, we can do this then. Then we were going through 3 and 4, and I had a good run, and then through the second part of the dog leg, I cut down, and he ran me down again, and I was just like, I ain't going to take both of us out, and I'm going to ride right here and push him to his absolute limit, because that's what he does to me, and, I mean, it still didn't work. So, and then I hit the wall trying to run him back down after I lost a little ground, and it just killed me.
So would the bumper have been used?
No, not to him. I mean, there's a couple people I'd probably, you know, give a little nudge to get him out of the way, but I have too much respect for him, and I know one thing I've learned is racing, I've learned not to be as aggressive, and I've learned that to just not push my hardest and push that guy ahead of you as hard as he can, and that's something he's taught me, and I mean, I couldn't do it any differently. Really, if I would to go back right now, I couldn't do it any different.
Well, still a great run for you in the 9, and send a shout out whoever you like to.
Yeah, I'd like to thank iPon Gaming for sponsoring me, and then I'd like to thank MDS Home Renovations for sponsoring this series.
Absolutely. Well, great job, Daniel. Second place run for you, and good points tonight, which I know you were down towards the bottom, but still, you jump up there a little bit.
Thank you.
Daniel Eberhard, a good run for him, second place finish, and it's good Jeffrey Creek up here, and seems like 2 weeks ago at Auto Club we were doing this, and now we're doing it again at Texas. You got the cowboy hat on, the 6 shooters ready to shoot off, and your 4th straight win.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, we got to talk about the racing with you and Eberhard. We were watching you, and one thing I noticed is, as I quoted it, you were doing the IndyCar line, it seemed like, with the Cup car, and it obviously was holding him back.
Yeah, I wanted to stay low there. I didn't want to burn my tires up, so I just continued to run the line that I ran the entire race. But that line was saving my tires, so at the end of a run, I was able to just catch him like nothing. So I definitely didn't want to give him the lead, especially because, you know, I've been burned on that before, giving somebody the lead, letting them run, and then the cautions start flying, and I never get a chance to pass him again. So I figured, you know what, I'll push it a little bit, and I'll just hug that line, and if he's going to pass me, he's probably going to have to do it up high, or he's going to have to get his nose into there. But you know, a couple times he stuck his nose in there. He tried to get under me, but I figured, you know, there's not very many laps left, so I'll just push it and see what the car does, and it held up.
Hey, you did a great job. Now I want to go back to the caution at about lap 200. Obviously, you guys are already made your stop. You had one more stop to make. Did you feel like you had enough speed to stretch on Tyler Herr to keep him from winning the race on fuel?
No, because I would have had to stop, and if I stopped, I was definitely taking tires. And regardless, I was just banking on the caution at that point. I knew if the caution didn't fly, it was his race to lose, because I kind of bit off on what the other guys were doing, like Hugo and Daniel. They pitted early, and I thought, well, I'm losing too much time staying out here. I mean, my tires were good, and I was still running pretty consistent lap times, but I didn't want to lose that much time, because every time it came out on a green flag, I was 4 seconds back, 3 seconds back, 5 seconds back. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to start pitting whenever they pit, and I'll just get on the same fuel strategy as them, and then, you know, if the ship sinks, we'll all go down with it.
Well, you did a great job out there. 4th win in a row, and you go for 5 next week, and send a shout-out whoever you like to.
I definitely got to thank MDS Home Renovations for sponsoring the series, and Rick for broadcasting it, or not broadcasting, but having the league. It's definitely
don't give them that much credit. Come on, don't give them.
And definitely you guys at FRO TV for broadcasting for us. So that's a lot of fun to go back and watch them, especially races like this that end pretty good.
Well, great job, Jeffrey. Congratulations on the win. Stretching that point lead out. You could take next week off and still be the point leader. Just FYI. Yeah, well, probably the next 2 weeks, actually. But great job.
Thanks.
Jeffrey Creek, your winner from the Texas Motor Speedway. And Brett, before we take off, final words from you.
That was a definitely interesting race at Texas. We had like pretty good dogfights early on. Then came the long green flag run, the strategy, the fuel, all the calculations were going on. Then the big wreck happened with Aaron Richard, and then it was a big dogfight between Creek and Eberhard. Overall, a pretty darn good race here at Texas for Xtreme Motorsports Cup Series.
Yeah, great job there. And Brett, we appreciate you coming up with us, and we'll definitely see you on the track, point leader in the Truck Series next week at Dover, so look forward to seeing him Tuesday night, and great job.
Yeah, thanks, and I just got to send a quick shout out to Carl Hayes, I believe his last name is, for painting my call it sticker bomb truck, and also him for also painting my car you may have seen out there tonight in the USRC Experience Series, my Blue Goose Mustang. He painted that one as well.
Yeah, can never go wrong with the Blue Goose. Nice job there, Brett. Great job, and we'll talk soon.
All right, thanks.
As Brett Pancari joins us, of course, as he did a great job here this evening. I'm going to push him out of the booth there for a second, but he did great, and I just want to say a quick shout-out to everyone from Xtreme Motorsports99 for letting me do this. Of course, Ipon Gaming, MDS Home Renovations, even Doug Design. I'll throw his name out there as he's a big sponsor of this league. And let's see, I want to make sure I covered everybody. Berkey Paint and Sandblasting, want to make sure I get those guys in there, as they do a great job. And as most of you guys have known this week, as I've been talking about it with the other broadcast, that basically, I don't want to say this is it, but right now, that's the only thing I can really use in my mouth is this is it. So I wanted to share that, obviously, after tonight, yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow night, racing with the guys and stuff and having a good time. But as for the broadcast end, right now, this is it for a while. Don't know when the next time I'll be in the booth is. I was supposed to do some more races for Xtreme this season, but unfortunately, personal and real life stuff have come into play, and going to be moving to another state and doing some stuff next week that'll keep me from being on for a while. So just want to send a shout out to Rick Donathan. I want to say thank you to him for letting me do this stuff, as he's been great. You see the ticker and everything up top, all that stuff is him, and he's the one that's created this. He's a great guy, and I wish him nothing but the best, and I'll stay in contact with him and stuff, and hopefully I get back and be able to race here in the near future. So I will say this, in the future I won't be broadcasting as many races, if any at all. You'll see me more on the track, and which I know a lot of people like, so do appreciate the viewers always for watching this too. So with that said, I'm off. You guys have a great rest of your Thursday evening. Make sure you go to XtremeMotorsports99.com and check out their league page. Join their road series. It's a cool one. And we'll see you again soon. See you tomorrow night. Come join us for some racing. Until then, later.